2-2. Upstairs above the letters. This one not as close as the previous pitch. Full count to Emily Jones. Here's the payoff pitch. For strike three. A big strikeout for Lindsey Grind to set down Emily Jones. One gone here in the first.
That's just a massive backwards K for Lindsey Grind. You start off the game giving up the leadoff single, and then Jones works the full count, maybe starting to think, oh, here we go again. Stanford's offense in the first inning. Not so fast. Grind sits her down looking.
River Mailer, the shortstop, steps in. First pitch in the dirt, blocked by Cox. Kern still the runner at first. Mailer ahead to begin the at-bat, 1-0. Next pitch on the way. Again in the dirt, 2-0. Matt Jacks behind the plate. Brandon Bloom over at first base. Scott Wallace behind the second base bag. And Ton Foy down the third base line. The umpires for this game 7. 2-0. Off speed. Bottom of the zone, below it. 3-0. One gone in the frame. Runner on first for Stanford. 3-0. Ryan angrily fires a strike in the bottom of the zone. Hitters count 3-1. To Mailer. Popped up, left side, foul ball. Mailer went just 1 for 3 in the earlier game against the Ducks. Had a single in the first inning. Stanford didn't really get anything going on offense in that earlier game. Most they scored was 2 runs in the first and the fourth. But outside of that, never had a big inning. Fans getting into it. Payoff pitch. Grounder, right side. McCoy under the glove and into right field for another base hit. McCoy was trying to backhand it, maybe turn 2. Instead, it gets under it. And the second base hit of the inning for Stanford moves Kern over to second and Mailer to first.
Yeah, I think McCoy kind of got caught thinking about trying to do one thing, trying to get 1 out before you can get 2, and just didn't really stay down on that ball enough. Just try to poke at it with a backhand, and it snuck under her. They're going to give Mailer a single, but I don't know. I feel like that was kind of a makeable play for McCoy.
Cox in the infield out to talk. Same with the outfield. It's a big moment, without a doubt, for a lot of these players, especially for some of the younger freshmen. But even for players like Lindsey Grind and the Luchars out there, season on the line, want to do everything you can to try to win this game.
Talk about how important scoring in this first inning is. In both games, Oregon against Stanford, the team that has scored the opening run has won both contests.
Jade Berry, the third baseman, comes up to bat. First pitch is a strike on the lower outside corner. Kern at second, Mailer at first. Still scoreless in the top of the first inning. Grind right front on the rubber. Fires the 0-1. Gets behind Cox to the backstop. On her way to third is Kern. Mailer up to second. And 2 in scoring position. After what looked like a wild pitch they got away from Emma Cox.
Yeah, one that Cox that I thought looked like initially was able to smother, just kind of kicked it away like a hockey goalie with the left blocker, and then it went to the backstop. So now both runners, Kern and Mailer, advanced 60 feet with 1 out. And Lindsey Grind, after getting that ball back from Emma Cox, put her hands, said, hey, let's settle down now. And the Ducks, with Melissa Lombardi, all their infielders are in the circle meeting.
The adrenaline is definitely running right now through this team, and you got to think emotions are high after that big win about 30 minutes ago.
It's hard to bring yourself back down to earth, right? You get a win of that magnitude, and then you're playing for your season just half an hour later.
The fans are getting into it, though. There's no doubt about it. Their energy's still there. Barry still at the plate. Next pitch is inside. And it hits her. Got her inside, and Barry, gingerly walking down to first base.
Another one that got away from Grind and just trailed way inside to Barry. Got her on the ribs and pretty shaken up, hobbling down the first baseline.
Still checking on Barry as she walks past the first base bag with the athletic trainer. But as of the moment, bases loaded with one out. Double play is on. And Oregon doesn't have to be perfect here. Stanford gets a run. It's not the end of the world, but like you mentioned, Aiden, the team has scored first, has won both games. It's really been the biggest thing we've seen out of the first two games is whoever can set the tone first kind of carries the momentum the whole way through.
The Ducks defense playing in all the way around, looking to try to cut down a run coming home.
It'll be Kira Chan at the plate and takes high for ball one. So bases are loaded here in the first inning in this Game 7 of the Eugene Regional. 1-0 coming home. Down and outside. And it just feels like Grind hasn't found her rhythm quite yet compared to what she had in Game 1.
And it's so tough to try to venture back into the zone when you've been a little wild because you know the hitter is just hunting for that pitch they can drive.
2-0. Swing and a miss. Grind really needed that pitch. Blue 69 on the gun.
That was great velocity, great placement, upper outside part of the plate.
Infield still in. 2-1. Fouled off, left side.
Got to be thinking strikeout here if you're Grind. Chan's a pretty good runner. Going to be tough to double her off.
Jan didn't have a hit in the earlier game, just a walk and a hit by pitch. Rumble coming alive. 2-2. Pop up on the infield. Jones calling it off. Right of the second base bag. Gets it for the second out.
Big. First out was big, the second one even bigger. Not a strikeout, but works just the same. You get an out. No one's running on the base pass. The infield fly rule was in effect, but now with Joey Inconomides at the plate.
She was 0 for 1 in the earlier game with 2 walks, but a lot of power at the plate. First pitch. Pops it up on the infield. Cox taking off her mask. Gets under it. Cannot make the catch. She was fighting the elements. Had to rip off her glove. And the ball kind of took a little backspin as it was coming down. Not able to glove it. And it's a strike, and Economides able to stay alive.
Oh, it's just such a tough break. Emma Cox right under that one. Sees it go in and out of her glove. Would have been the end of the inning.
See if Grind can make up for it. 0-1. Upstairs. Helmet high to Economides. Ducks have made an error in the first inning of every game. One was made out by Luchar, one by Jones, and kind of felt like an error there. 1-1 is inside on the inner third for a strike.
And after that pitch by Grind, seemed like she's kind of forgotten about that miscue by her catcher, just trying to work through that, flush it, and get out of this thing.
On the verge of a strikeout. Can she get it? 1-2. Up and outside for a ball. And that was pretty close from where we were sitting and from the fans' reaction. Can she do it again? 2-2. Fouled back. Economides just got a piece of it as it was coming in. Back-to-back fastballs, both at 69.
And Grind trying to reach back for some extra.
2-2 again. Down and inside for ball 3 and a full count to Economides. Boy, the last 3 pitches have all been right there for Grind.
Well, We'll talk about just a monumental pitch in this game. Time to party, bases loaded, 3-2, only the top of the first.
Needs that pitch. Here it comes. Fly ball out towards right field. McCoy over. It's actually going to go in the stands. It was more popped up than flied out. Economides keeps the at-bat going. It's only the first inning, but tension is high. Bases loaded for the Cardinal. Scoreless game. Brian trying to get out of the jam. Here it comes again. Hit in the air, out to left field. Luchar back at the wall. Looks up, it's gone. A grand slam for Joey Economides. Clears the bases. And Stanford takes the early 4-0 lead on one swing of the bat.
And it's just the second grand slam that Oregon has given up all season. And it's just such a tough moment to do it because you think back to the first pitch of that AB, a pop-up in foul territory that Emma Cox couldn't catch, and Stanford makes the Ducks pay for the miscue.
It's unfortunate. A lot of softball to play. Only the first inning. Kaylin Koch into the box. And the first pitch is a strike on the lower outside corner. Home runs have been an issue for this team all weekend. Ducks gave up 4 to the Cardinal on Saturday. Next one in the dirt from Grind. Gets the count even. So now Oregon needing to reset. They are nowhere out of this game. 1-1. Again in the dirt. Last 2 pitches have gone away from Grind.
But again, Stanford with the home runs. They live by it, and again, their 5th one they've hit off Oregon, and now 3 games against.
2-1. Fouled off. 2-2. So the Cardinal ahead early 4-0 on the grand slam from Economides. Ducks are going to have some work to do. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle for strike 3, and that ends the inning. Brian able to bounce back after the home run with a strikeout. The damage is done. Stanford, 4 runs on 3 hits. Nobody left on. And the Cardinal ahead early in this one. Head to the bottom of the first. Ducks trying to respond. Back after this on 88.1, 91.5 FM. Bottom of the first inning, Stanford leading 4-0, and Oregon will get their first chance of the offense to face off against Alyssa Houston for Stanford.
Yeah, and for Alyssa Houston, she was the pitcher of record in yesterday's game when the Cardinal defeated the Ducks, picked up the win, came in relief for Kylie Chung, who was the opener earlier today as well as yesterday, and already working with a 4-0 lead thanks to a grand slam by Joey Economides. But for Oregon, you know, you get your first crack at it on offense, and you're behind on the scoreboard. But the thing is, you've got 7 innings to try to scratch and claw your way back. I would not try to get ahead of themselves and try to get it all back in one swing. If you're Oregon, I think you got to just try to think 2 runs here, get yourself back into this ball game.
Yeah, the Ducks have proven already that they can score against Stanford, putting up 15 about 30 minutes ago. They did score 2 runs in the first inning against the Cardinal in the earlier game. So no doubt this offense has potential.
But I think for Oregon, it's these first 2 innings or so where they're going to have their best opportunity against Alyssa Houston. And that first game, after a couple innings of work, she kind of just kept it rolling all the way, only gave up a couple hits to the Ducks, and that was pretty much it.
Kai Lushar steps in to lead it off for the Ducks. Sister Kedri on deck. First pitch from Houston. Up and inside for a ball. I think the key, too, might be to get Houston's pitch count up as high as possible. There's no doubt that Stanford's going to rely on her, already using Chung and their other pitchers the previous game. 1-0 on the inner third for a strike. Steiko was the other pitcher that Stanford used in that second game earlier today. One. Again inside on the inner third. Bouchard falls behind 1-2. Houston is going to try to work on that inner third and jam up the lefties when she can. 1-2 comes home. Hit the opposite way. Mailer, hard hit, throws across the diamond, and a quick first out. Mailer, a hard hit ball. She was able to field well and got it over quickly.
Yeah, it really was. It's just a rocket off the bat of Kai Lushar, and if you don't get that glove immediately and get it out on the transfer, just any sort of bobble anytime in between the field and the throw, Kai Lushar is going to be safe, but not the case.
Kedri Lushar, her sister, comes up. Had a big-time swing in that first game. 4 RBIs, including a 3-run home run in the 5th inning. First pitch Lushar sees inside, had to back up her left foot to avoid getting hit. Ahead 1-0. Cardinal with a 4-0 lead. Bottom of the first inning, 1 gone. Outside, 2-0. Ducks did a nice job of staying patient at the plate in their 15-5 win against Stanford before this one, drawing 10 walks. 2-0 from Houston. Below the knees of Lushar, 3-0.
Down by 4 runs. Ducks need base runners. Kedri Lushar way ahead in this count, 3-0. Houston's been kind of all over the place.
Here's the pitch. Down below Lushar's knees for ball 4. Didn't have to take the bat off her shoulder. 4-pitch walk with 1 out in the inning. The Ducks get their first base runner. Now Riley McCoy will come up with Lushar at first. Also had a 3-run home run in the earlier game against the Cardinal. That one came in the 2nd inning. First pitch from Houston. Inside, that got McCoy. Looked like on the leg, on the knee area. Takes off her leg guard, her elbow guard. Throws her bat over towards the dugout and is going to walk down to first base. Also got hit by a pitch in that first game, and now
that's the 3rd time against Stanford that Riley McCoy has gotten hit, and Coach Allister for Stanford was out of the dugout talking to the umpires, trying to make a case that McCoy potentially leaned into that one or didn't really make a whole lot of an effort to get out of the way.
Yeah, and Allister's got to be careful here.
And she is hot right now. I mean, just...
Umpires are going to meet to discuss it. And Allister now out from the dugout again. You can hear the boos from the fans. They're not loving it. Coach Lombardi and Sam Martyr also giving some words to the umpires. Does not look like they're going to call back McCoy. Will be a hit by pitch.
And I can't imagine the Ducks are very happy with it either, because McCoy's gotten plunked more than anyone on Oregon. And I think with Stanford, obviously with a 4-0 lead, it's really not close to intentional by any means. But it's just coincidental that it's hit McCoy 3 times, and it's kind of ruffled some feathers in the Ducks dugout.
Well, it's definitely got the juices going with the fans. Maake into the box. First pitch in the dirt. Clemens blocks it. Holds the runners at their bases. 1-0 count to Maake. Bouchard second. McCoy over at first after the hit by pitch. Houston picks one she likes. The 1-0. Hit out to left field. This ball's back hooking, and it's foul. Oh my, had the distance, but just a little bit left of the foul pole. Maake will have to come back.
And just so close, Maake. That one would have been gone by a mile, but just a tad out in front of it. Could have sent the roof off of this place.
Houston is feeling the pressure, though. 2 on with 1 out. The pitch. Down and inside. Maake ahead 2-1.
And out of the gate, Alyssa Houston has been as sharp with her command early on as she was in yesterday's game against Oregon, where it seemed like she was just filling.
4-0 lead for Stanford. Ducks 2 on. Next pitch. Maake takes a strike. Top of the zone, about letter high.
That was one she really could have crushed. Just didn't make up her mind in time and pull the trigger on it.
See what Houston comes back with. 2 strikes. She brings it home. Hit out towards center field. Jones took a pause, now backing up. Makes the catch. Tagging up from second is Luchar. Throw into third is close, but Luchar able to make it in. A closer play that might have happened with any other runner, but Luchar able to leg it out. Move herself up to third.
Maake on that flyout, just working under it. Again from Houston. It's out number 2. And Ducks with runners on the corners, both. See if they try to get aggressive on the base paths.
Nicki comes up. First and third, now with 2 outs. First pitch in the dirt. Clemens able to scoop it up. Snicky had herself a pretty good day. Had 3 RBIs, including a triple in the earlier game. 2 walks as well. 1-0. Takes inside, 2-0. Clemens will call time, and we'll get a circle visit here for Stanford. 2 outs in the inning, but Oregon really getting to Houston early. Even with Stanford's 4-0 lead, you can tell she's feeling the pressure.
Feels like the Ducks are due for a big 2-out hit here. We're kind of just able to pass the bat between each other against Stanford, and the Ducks' ability to respond last game was why they were so dominant. Stanford scored 2 runs in the first inning. Oregon answered with 5. Stanford scored 2 more in the 5th. Oregon again answered with 5.
They never trailed in that earlier game against the Cardinal. It's going to have to be a different story here if they want to pull it out. Houston back in the circle. Getting the signal from her R-band. 2-0. Fires a strike. Belt level on the inner third. 2-1 to Oregon shortstop. Bouchard at third. McCoy over at first. 2-1. Again inside. Same exact spot. Maybe a little bit elevated. A strike nonetheless. Now a 2-2 count. Houston gets set. 2-2 Snicki. Ground ball, left side. Barry picks it up, throws it across the diamond. over to Economides, and in time for the ground out. Ducks get runners on the corners, but cannot bring anybody home. Still a 4-0 Stanford lead. We head to the second inning. It appeared to one hop before it hit the glove. The question is, what did it hit the dirt as it hit the glove?
I mean, it was like, simultaneous. The question was the webbing, the leather of the glove completely under the ball, because the glove went down and hit the ground, but it's kind of like football. If the ball is secured in your arm, or in this case in your glove, it's allowed to hit the ground as long as it doesn't come loose, which it didn't.
Do not think this is going to go the Ducks' way, just based off of what we're seeing, but could change.
Yeah, it's a really tough play for Crescio, the pinch runner. I mean, you're kind of hung up in the middle. You got to make a decision one way or another, and you just kind of have to guess.
I mean, this ball is right there if you're a base runner. And I think she was getting signals from everybody, including the first baseman, the first base coach, Alyssa Palomino Cardoza. Just can't quite tell from what we're seeing. And we'll see what the call is. Clemens did apply the tag to Crescio, and they also threw it to second base just in case it was on the ground.
And then I think getting another look at it, I don't know if even Elise Crescio got back to first base before they threw over to first to get Kai Lushar, so I think either way it's honestly going to be a double play.
Stanford covered all their bases on the play. They threw it to second, threw it to first, did apply the tag to Crescio. I think you're right. I don't see how Oregon can keep this inning going either way the call goes. Crescio also came off the base path.
Yeah, they threw over to first just to make sure they were going to for sure get one out, and Kai Lushar, they threw her out by a lot, and then Elise Crescio kind of was mixed up in the middle, decided to go back to first, but she didn't get back to first before that initial throw.
It's a pretty lengthy review. But again, I don't see how Oregon, it's going to go their way in terms of just keeping the inning alive, unless there was some sort of interference. But again, pretty clean play by the Cardinal. Here come the umpires from the replay booth. And it is a double play. Fans are not happy with the call, but there's not much that Oregon can do about it. So that will end the fourth inning. Ducks go down pretty much in order. Katie Flannery gets on with a single, and then Lushar into a double play. 7-5 the score. Stanford still on top. Head to the fifth inning on the home of Oregon softball. 88.1, 91.5 FM.
Architektur ist Geiselnahme. Maß der Geschichte. Was der Sänger singt, ist was der Sänger sieht. Architektur ist Geiselnahme. Architektur ist Geiselnahme.
Voice of Oregon softball, Ryan Milano. Let's head back out to the ballpark on KWVA.
It is the fifth inning here in Game 7 of the Eugene Regional. Stanford leading 7-5. Stacey Chambers back out in the circle. Will face Kira Chan, Joey Economides, and Kaylin Koch in the 5th inning.
And well, since coming into this game, Stacey Chambers has done a superb job, retired the last 4 Cardinal hitters in a row, all of them being lefties, and she's got 2 out of 3 of the batters due up being lefties, Chan and Koch.
Economides is a righty. He's had 2 home runs with 7 RBIs in this game. See how the Ducks decide to handle her when she comes up. But first, we'll face it off against Kira Chan, another lefty. First pitch of the inning. Down and inside near the feet of Chan.
So I think this at-bat is so huge for Stacey Chambers and the Ducks. Especially with Economides on deck.
One-0. Down and away for a strike.
I mean, Stacey Chambers, it's only her 2nd appearance this weekend here in the Eugene Regional, but she's no stranger to big games. Pitched for a long time at Cal State Fullerton, a team that's been in the postseason.
1-1. Below the zone, 2-1. This is why the Ducks recruited her. First lefty since Jordan Dale. It's been quite a while since they've had a southpaw in the pen. But it helps out for moments like this when it's a very lefty-heavy lineup. 2-1. Up and away for a strike. Chambers already with 1 strikeout since coming in. Two. Ground ball towards Snicki. Fields it on 2 hops. Throws to first. It's in time for the first out. Snicki able to make the play. 1 gone in the frame.
Nice job by Chambers, able to battle back in that count, induce the ground ball. Hit pretty hard, but not going to get a whole lot past Gold Glove shortstop Paige Snicki, and a good accurate throw, helping out Stephanie Maake, who's at first base.
Joey Economides into the box for a 3rd at-bat. Already 2 for 2 with 2 home runs, a grand slam, and a 3-run. First pitch, down and inside. And you wonder if Chambers is going to give her anything to hit after what she did against Grind the first 2 times.
Yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily they're going to pitch around her with the bases empty, but definitely going to be a lot more cautious after she's taken the Ducks deep 2 times.
1-0. Tester with the strike. Knee level. Could also help out that Chambers is a lefty against Economides. One coming in the dirt off the right leg guard of Cox. 2-1 count.
Yeah, I agree, so well. I think that's a good point to make. It's sometimes different having to pick up the ball from a different release point. Also, now we're into the night here in Eugene, almost 9 p.m. The lights are on. It's getting pretty dark. Things are getting pretty late.
It's been a long day for both these teams. Fatigue could start to set in. 2-1. Half swing. She went around. Looked like an off speed that got below Economides' knees and it tested her. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out in the frame. Stanford leading 7-5. Southpaw Chambers gets set. Fires it home. Up and away for ball 3. Was looking for the K on the outside corner. Three balls and 2 strikes. Big at bat here for both sides. Payoff pitch. Grounder, left side. Flannery picks it up, throws across the diamond. It's in time. And Oregon gets a huge out. A ground out from Stanford's best hitter in Economides.
Yeah, big sigh of relief. Ducks finally able to get her out. And that's big. Retiring a righty, lefty-righty, you got to think advantage batter in that situation. Now Stacey Chambers going for back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. But Kaylin Koch stands in her way, and she has been really good through the first 2+ games against Oregon.
She is 0 for 2, struck out in the first, and then grounded out to shortstop in the third. First pitch to Koch. Swing and a miss. 67 blown past her. And we're seeing a different Stacey Chambers in recent appearances. Here it comes. Up and away, looking for the swing. Didn't get it. 1-1 count. Two outs in the fifth. Nobody on for the Cardinal. 1-1 home. Hit in the air out to left field. Luchar roaming to her right. Able to make the catch for the third and final out. Another clean 1-2-3 inning for Stacey Chambers, giving the Ducks big innings in the circle. And it's still a 2-run deficit for Oregon. 7-5 Stanford leading. Heading to the bottom of the fifth. Oregon back on offense after this on 88.1 and 91.5 FM.
Former KWVA sports director Chris Clayton. You are listening to the exclusive home of Oregon softball, KWVA. Let's get back to the game.
7-5 the score, Stanford leading, Ducks on offense. A solid part of the order, 2, 3, and 4 due up for Oregon. Luchar, we'll see who comes up for Riley McCoy. It was Ayanna Shaw last time, might be different this time. And Stephanie Maake in the 4 spot.
It's a big inning for Oregon, the 5th inning. Last time out against Stanford, exploded for 5 runs. Down by 2 here, but part of their order up to bat.
And the first pitch to catch Luchar. Low and outside for ball 1. Oregon has put up a fight, no doubt, against Alyssa Houston. And this was going to be the factor coming into the game, is how quickly could they get to her. 1-0. Strike right down the middle from Houston, testing Luchar. 1-1.
Whatever adjustments Coach Lombardi's team made from yesterday against Houston, they've worked, but they're not quite there yet. Still down by 2 runs.
1-1. Swing and a miss. Luchar was guessing upstairs. The pitch was below her knees. 1-2 count.
That was a good-looking pitch from Houston. It seemed like it was a strike until the last moment. Just dipped below the knees of Luchar. It's a good pitch to draw a whiff on.
Houston gets the sign, brings it home. In the dirt, that's behind Clemens, 2-2. It is Ayanna Shaw standing on deck. We'll see if she does come up for AB. Popped out to first base when she came in for McCoy. Luchar 0 for 1 in the game with a walk in the first. 2-2. Just gets a piece of it and fouled back. Fighting to keep the at-bat going.
Got to protect the 2 strikes.
Don't need the big swing, just base runners. You're in the 5th. 2-2. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. Ball gets behind. Clemens picks it up. It's not going to get there. The ball got behind Clemens all the way to the backstop, and Luchar was taking off for first base. A strikeout in the book, but it will be a base runner for Oregon.
I said the Ducks need a base runner in an unorthodox way of getting one, but they'll take it. Luchar strikes out swinging, but it gets behind Clemens.
A rare drop third strike. You don't see it too often, but it pays off for the Ducks.
Got to take advantage.
Bouchard first. Ayanna Shaw in the box, showing bunt on the first pitch. And it's located outside for a ball. Stanford's made a few mistakes in this game that Oregon has taken advantage of it, mainly from Houston. And on that one, Bouchard did swing and miss, but luckily the pitch was wild enough that she was able to get to first. The 1-0, again showing bunt, pulls back. Bouchard on the way down to second. She is in there as the second baseman, Kern, could not handle the throw. And Oregon with the runner in scoring position, nobody out.
That's the first time I think Oregon has really gotten aggressive on the base paths outside of Kai Lushar. And now I think the umpires are going to discuss to see maybe if Kedry had left early.
We'll have to see. Immediately they're going to go to the replay booth. I don't think there was much from Jessica Allister. This might have been a umpire-initiated review, and couldn't quite tell either.
I thought Lushar kind of got a late jump.
It was a bit of a closer play. Good throw from Clements, and then Kern kind of bobbled the throw down. Lushar has not been thrown out yet. Her sister Kai has been thrown out a few times this year, even though she leads the team in stolen bases. And Kedry has gotten a few attempts as well. Perfect 26-26, and now could be 27 depending on the way the review comes out.
Yeah, this is a Stanford challenge, their first of two. And I think it might just be one of those that Stanford, they're getting late in the game and they just want to use their challenges if it's a moment they think they have any chance of getting an overturn on one of the calls. But
the way I'm looking at it right now, it's very close.
yeah,
I mean, Houston just let go of the ball.
yeah, I mean,
When Lushar's foot, maybe her tippy toe, was still on the bag.
they're slowing it down, and you think these reviews, you can just time it up. You can freeze the moment, the ball right when it's out of Houston's hand, and then you say, is Lushar still on the base?
That's the problem. Well, one of the things that's different in softball than in baseball is you can't leave early. As soon as the pitcher's in his motion, you have to wait until she releases the ball. Ducks have dealt with this issue a little bit this season. It hasn't been a huge problem. Been very good on the base path. Let's see what the call is. Call is upheld. Lushar safe at second. Looks like a problem with the umpire's mic. He's trying to figure out a way to say it.
Yeah, it just gave the crowd a little extra moment of nervousness, but it stands, stolen base, but
And it was Brandon Bloom over at first. Lushar safe at second on the stolen base. Ayanna Shaw back in with a 1-1 count. Ducks trailing by 2, tying run at the plate. In the 5th inning, here it comes. Grounder back off the glove of Houston and sneaks into left field. Lushar coming home, and the throw is going to go back to third, not in time. It hit off of Houston's glove, snuck into left field. Shaw safe at first, and Lushar almost got gunned down at the plate, but was called back by Sam Martyr. A nerve-wracking play on the base path, but it works out for the Ducks. Runners on the corners.
the Ducks get a break to go their way. Shaw uses the deflection off the glove of the pitcher. Houston and the crowd coming to life.
And why not? This crowd's been energetic all game long. And this feels like a moment if Stephanie Maake can produce, they're going to explode. 7-5 the score. Maake at the plate. Go-ahead run. First pitch upstairs from Houston for a ball.
I like the patience from Maake. The whole crowd on its feet. This is the loudest the Jane has been all day. Not letting the moment be too big.
You can feel the pulse in the Jane right now. Rally caps are on. Lushar at third, Shaw at first. The 1-0. Strike taken, top of the zone.
I think bare minimum from Ake. Just gotta do your job. Get the run in from third. Home run would be fantastic, obviously, but first things first.
1-1. Ake jammed up, pop up, left side. Clements going over. No one can make the catch. Barry was charging in from third base. Also had to keep an eye on Lushar at the bag. And Clements, the catcher, didn't have enough time to grab it. Keeps Maake in the AB. 1-2. Crowd coming alive again. Houston gets set. Brings it home. Again, jammed up behind the plate. Clemens going on, and did she make the catch? She did.
Wow.
Somehow found her glove as she threw it up. And Maake pops out for the first out.
What a play by Clemens. Didn't even have time to discard the mask. Twisting around, falling into the protective netting on the backstop, makes the grab basket style, but not out of the woods yet. Paige Sinicki up to bat.
1 out in the inning, still runners on the corners. And Houston will call time for the first pitch. It's a big moment.
I like to see Oregon try to push the envelope with the runners they have on base. Ayanna Shaw standing on first.
Melissa Lombardi was coming out to talk with Matt Jacks. I don't know if maybe there was a signal that Houston could take time. I think Coach was arguing if she did call for time or if Clemens, the catcher, did as well. Coach Lombardi said a few words to the home plate umpire, and then he went over to talk with Stanford's head coach, Jessica Allister. We're getting another replay, though, of this catch by Clemens. She just threw out her glove, and great catch.
Yeah, the ability to hold on to that one full bore into the wall behind the plate. Going back to my point, Oregon, I mean, whenever they've had runners on the corners, they love to send the runner on first, and if they can't induce a throw, most teams are just usually willing to give up the 60 feet. Oregon would be able to put 2 runners in scoring position if they could pull it off.
So now a bit of a longer meeting in the circle between Stanford. I don't anticipate a pitching change. It's not what it's going to be. There were 3 different coaches that came out.
And I think they're going over the way that Alyssa Houston called time before throwing that first pitch of the at-bat to Paige Sinicki. And
the way that she was already set up looking like she was going to pitch, and actually now she was holding her wrist a little bit. I think she might be in some discomfort because the athletic trainer is also out, and she throws a warm-up pitch. So much happening on that play. From the looks of it, Houston is going to stay in the game. And the Oregon bench getting the crowd fired up.
It just feels like the momentum is building here at the Jane with every passing second. This crowd's, they're ready to erupt. So they charge an automatic ball to Houston. So Sinicki starts ahead 1-0.
Been hearing Let's Go Ducks all day. Feels like now it's never been more important. Shaw at third, Shaw at first. The first pitch showing bunt, pulls back, and he gets away. Luchar breaking for the plate. The throw is not in time. Luchar is safe at the plate. Clemens got the throw back, but I think it might be interference. For now, the run scores.
And I think they called interference on maybe the pitcher, Houston. It was both Houston and the catcher, Clemens, at the plate.
Taking a look at the replay right now, there was really no way that Luchar could have gone through it, and Barry was actually the one who was receiving the ball. She came in from third base. It says 7-6 on the board. It says 7-6 in our book. And now the umpires are going to converge to discuss it. Again, a lot happening on that play.
And it's going to matter if the catcher, Clemens, or she's the one that shoveled it home to the third baseman, Barry. But was she in the lane of the runner before she, the ball kind of got to her?
Brandon Bloom is signaling that they are going to have to go look at it again.
I mean,
Luchar was motioning like she scored, and honestly, we didn't get a signal until about 5 seconds after the play happened.
Yeah, the home plate umpire, Matt Jacks, threw up his hands that would signal a dead ball interference. But, I mean, Sal, this has been an inning for the ages.
And now Kedri Lushar is actually getting tended to.
Yeah, came in
on the bench.
Crashing hard, feet first. Big collision with Jade Berry, the third baseman, covering home on that play. So Stanford, who already used one of their challenges last inning and failed, they're using their last remaining one, and if they were unsuccessful, neither team would have any left for the remainder of this game.
This is a big call, without a doubt. If it goes Oregon's way, it's a one-run ball game. If it goes Stanford's way, Lushar is out at the plate. Shaw is safe at second, but the lead goes back to 2 for the Cardinal.
It's a 2-run swing right here, really.
And especially with Snicki at the plate in a 2-0 count, this feels like the moment that Oregon has been waiting for in terms of trying to get back ahead.
And those interference calls are always so strange, whether that be either in softball or in baseball. It's still kind of a newer thing to the game.
The other thing, too, to kind of notice, obviously if you're listening to us, you can't see it, but Houston was right behind Berry when Berry received the ball. So even if Berry was not in the path and didn't receive it, Houston might have got interference called as well because she was right behind her and kind of blocked the base path a little bit. It wasn't just one player, it was 2 for Stanford.
Yeah,
it might be a stretch.
I don't think she was really in the area that much. I mean, she was definitely around the play for sure, but I think this review is definitely concerning Jade Berry and Kedri Lushar.
This is probably the most important replay we've had tonight. There's been a few, but could determine if Oregon gets within 1 or 2 outs in the inning and Stanford still has a 2-run lead.
And so I'll say it's kind of a play that Jessica Allister, the head coach for Stanford, you kind of have to challenge it. I mean, you really don't have any choice. You can't just allow your team to give up a run in that way, even if it's, the most concrete textbook definition of interference, which I'm not sure that play really was. If you're looking for an example of an interference play at the plate, I don't think that's the one you'd find as your golden example, but that's what they called on the field, and I feel like it's just one of those plays that's so tough to overturn. There's so many different elements that are so subjective.
We keep looking at it on our monitor here in our booth, and it's so tough for us to tell. Again, the crowd reacted like Lushar scored. She reacted like she was safe. Everybody in the bench was all excited. And now here come the umpires to decide what the call is going to be. Silence will fall on the Jane. Here it is. It's upheld. Lushar is safe at the plate, and the Ducks trail by just 1.
I mean, just wow.
It started with a drop third strike to Kedri Lushar. Stole second, then got over to first on the third on the Shaw single, and broke for the plate on the wild pitch. Unconventional, but the Ducks will take it. Shaw at second, Snicki back in the box. 2-0 from Houston. Upstairs, 3-0. And Shaw, a lot of speed at second. If Snicki can get anything into the outfield, it might be an easy run for Oregon. 3-0. Houston fires a strike. Snicki doesn't even think about it. Infield is playing back. Third baseman Berry hugging the line just a little bit. 3-1. Down and inside for ball 4. Snicki able to work the walk. Another runner on, first and second, with 1 away.
The free passes, that has been the story of the night for the Ducks. 5 in all handed out by Alyssa Houston, and Emma Cox at the dish. Would probably love to replicate what she did last time. We're going to have a pitching change here at the Jane.
Jessica Allister out to take the ball from Alyssa Houston. Houston, the ace of this rotation. The Ducks got 6 runs off her with 4 hits and a whole lot of free passes. It's going to be the lefty, Prishtaiko, who will come in. And the Ducks had some pretty good offense against her in that first game. Prishtaiko takes over, new pitcher in the ball game. We'll step aside for a quick break. Runners on first and second, Ducks trailing by just 1. When we come back on 88.1, 91.5 FM.
For KWVA Sports Director Chris Clayton, you are listening to the exclusive home of Oregon softball, KWVA. Let's get back to the game.
Zoe Prishtaiko, the lefty, into the ball game for Alyssa Houston. 2 on for the Ducks with 1 out, and Oregon down by 1 in the 5th inning. Emma Cox already with a home run to her name, faces off. First pitch from Prishtaiko, fires one down and inside for ball 1. Oregon's been really patient in this inning, and it's paid off. Just 1 base hit so far, but the Ducks have gotten a run. 1-0. Cox pops it up right side. Clements going over. It's over the netting for a foul ball. Count goes to 1-1.
For Zoe Prishtaiko, she threw the biggest chunk of the innings last game in the 15-5 loss to Oregon. 3 2/3, 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned.
1-1. Cox, grounder up the middle. Mailer picks it up, steps on 2 for 1, and goes to first for the double play. Emma Cox grounds into a double play and ends the inning. Ducks do get a run back, make it a 7-6 ball game, heading to the 6th inning. Time running out, but Oregon sitting right there. We head to the 6th. Stanford leading by 1 on 88.1, 91.5 FM.
This is former voice of Oregon softball Ryan Milano. Let's head back out to the ballpark on KWVA.
They're shouting here in Eugene. And the crowd, energy is still there. 7-6 to score, Stanford leading in the top of the 6th inning. Oregon was able to get 1 back in the 5th. And now it's up to the defense and the pitching to try to hold Stanford and keep it a 1-run ball game. First pitch on the way to Allie Clements. Misses down low. Clements ahead 1-0. Stacey Chambers still in the circle, has been phenomenal since coming out of the bullpen. 2 2/3, 1 hit, no runs allowed, and 1 strikeout. 1-0. And on a rope and hits Jessica Allister in the third base coach's box. Watch out, coach. Took it like a champ.
I saw that happen a couple of times now here at the Jane. Saw that happen to Michigan. Their head coach got drilled on a liner on the third base side.
Coach Lombardi came out to make sure her counterpart was okay. 1 ball and a strike. Clements. Here it comes. This is outside. 2-1.
And Stacey Chambers did a really nice job getting the last right-handed batter she faced out in the 5th inning, Joey Nkonomidis, to ground out to third, behind 2-1 to Clements.
Next pitch on the way. Strike at the knees. Chambers has just been filling up the strike zone. Has only has 1 strikeout, but the last 2 innings has gotten the weak contact and again just really giving the Cardinal tough pitches to hit. 2-2. Grounder left side. Snicki has to backhand on a knee, throws across the diamond, over to first for the ground out. What a play by Paige Snicki. Had to go to a knee. A long throw over to first, Jeter style, and gets the first out.
Smooth as silk and good as gold for Paige Snicki. I mean, the slide, the pick, the throw over to first, long throw. Nice job on the back end by Stephanie Maake. Really hasn't played any first base this year. Picks one out of the dirt for a huge first out.
Immediately, Snicki got a big hug from Kai Luchar, who was coming in to field it. Big play there. It's not going to be Kylie Chung at the plate. Instead, it's going to be Cameron Carmouche up to bat for Stanford. First pitch to Carmouche, a ground ball left side for a foul ball. First time we've seen Carmouche this weekend. Righty batted for Stanford. 0-1. Upstairs, even with Carmouche's helmet. 1-1.
And for Carmouche, appearing now in her 23rd game.
1-1. Up and inside for a strike. Like Cox might have dropped it, but still found the zone. Fans stumbling and rumbling inside the Jane. Chambers, the 1-2 offering. Up and outside for ball 2. Cox was standing up, ready to throw it around the horn.
Emma Cox was still pleased with that pitched location from Stacey Chambers. That's where they were set up. Outside part of the plate to the righty, just didn't quite get the call.
See if she can hit her spot again. 2-2. Swing and a miss! Another big strikeout for Stacey Chambers. Gets the pinch hitter Carmouche to strike out. 2 outs in the 6th.
Pulls the string on the changeup to Stacey Chambers. And she has just entered into a new element. Another one of these seniors. The only senior in the Ducks pitching staff. Wants to stick around in Eugene a little while longer.
Karin Kern at the plate. Lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch. Chambers paints the corner, up and away with a strike. Defense shifted to the right once again. Flannery comes over with Jones and Maake. 0-1. Fouled back. Marquez has retired 9 batters in a row dating back to the 3rd inning. Can she make it to 10 and get Oregon to the 6? The 0-2. Just fouled back by Kern. Another pitch low and away. Got a piece of it. Fans again making some noise. Oh, 2 once again. Kern pops it up. Going back is Flannery. Right of the second base bag, makes the catch and ends the inning. Stacy Chambers retires 10 in a row, and we head to the bottom of the 6th. Oregon down by 1. The momentum on their side. We'll see if the Ducks can tie it or maybe take the lead. 6th inning after this on 88.1, 91.5 FM.
This is Jordan Brenner, broadcaster for the Oregon Sports Network and former sports director. Let's get you back out to the ballpark for more Oregon Ducks softball.
Bottom of the 6th, Ducks trailing by 1. 7-6 to score, Stanford leading. Des Patman, Kaylin Jones, and Katie Flannery, 7-9, 2 up for Oregon. Big spot here for the Ducks.
Yeah, it's the bottom of Oregon's order. I'd like to see a couple of them be able to get on and pass the torch to the big bats at the top. Everyone has been chipping in. Everyone's been contributing this weekend.
Patient hitter at the plate to start off the 6th, and Patman. Zoe Prishtaiko still in the circle. First pitch. Swings and sends a high deep drive out to right field. Kalkbag looks up. It's off the wall. Patman rounding first, going for second. Now going to third. The throw into third base is not in time. Patman slips in under the tag. And a leadoff triple to start the 6th inning.
And she almost hit that one out of here down the left field line. It kicked away from Koch, and Patman with a little stumble around second. The throw relay into third was a good one, but Stanford can't review it. They're out of challenges. Leadoff triple and the tying run 60 feet away.
Patman was hesitating, rounding second, then got the green light from Coach Martyr and just snuck in. Had to pull off the swim move when she was going into third base. It worked out and was called safe. Runner at third, nobody out in the 6th.
And the Ducks are going to call on a pinch hitter, Bracy Rosa, to try to bring that run in. I think it's a good move from Coach Lombardi. He opted with Rosa instead of Jones, someone who can hit the ball a little bit further and just try to get it elevated out of the infield so Patman could try to score on a potential sac fly.
Also sets up the righty-lefty matchup with Prishtaiko in the circle. Rosa at the plate. First time she's come up in the game. And the first pitch. Inside for a strike. Below the belt. Did come in twice as a pinch hitter in the second game earlier today. Walked and also struck out. But has come up big in some moments this season. 0-1. Swings, pops it up on the infield. Over as the first baseman, Okonomides has room. Cannot make the catch. Was under it, trickling to her right, and lost it out of the glove. Brings Rosa back to the plate.
Already had one drop ball and foul ground. Came back to bite Oregon in the first inning. Bracy Rosa gets another chance, but still down 0-2.
Just got to put it in play.
And the Stanford infielders are playing way in. If anything hit hard, probably going to score.
0-2. Fouls it off. Battling. Rosa a little frustrated with that pitch. Scored all 3 runs in the 2 wins against Florida State. Had a walk-off home run in the final game against Illinois to sweep the Illini. And really, when Emma Cox was down with an injury, she stepped up big. A solid option off the bench. 0-2 again. Rosa, high towering drive that will hook foul into the stands. Make it back-to-back pitches fouled off.
Yeah, Prstyko, the pitcher, has got Rosa in swing mode right now. Went after one that was well out of the zone. Let's see if she tries to expand it a little bit more to try to get that swing and miss.
Patman at third. Nobody out in the frame. Next offering. Swing and a miss on a pitch upstairs. Rosa looking to elevate with it. Prstyko with a huge strikeout for the first out.
That's where you want to place it, up at the eye level. Looks good to the last moment. The ball just rises up on you. Rosa just can't get on top of it. But Ducks still with another chance. Katie Flannery at the dish. He's had a nice night, 2 for 2.
And it looks like Prstyko is working upstairs to try to get the pop out. Not giving Oregon anything to hit. Flannery into the box, already with a home run earlier in this game. The first pitch. Takes down and away for a strike. Oregon still has the 7 to work with.
And so, well, this feels eerily similar to the game where Oregon defeated Tennessee back in the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. Des Patman was on third base with no one out, and the Ducks had 3 chances to try to drive her in, and they couldn't.
0-1. Up and inside. Call the ball. It's pretty close.
And in that game against Tennessee, it was a 0-0 tie. Oregon had this same opportunity, bottom of the 6th inning in this one as they did that game. This one to potentially tie it. The one back then would have given them the lead.
1-1. Flannery swings and misses. Similar to Rosa, frustrated after that pitch, but needs to reset. Patman led off the inning with a triple. Rosa just struck out. And Flannery at the plate. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Zoe Prstyko. And it'll bring up Kai Lushar.
And you talk about being able to recollect yourself after letting the tying run get 60 feet away. Back-to-back strikeouts for Prstyko of Rosa and Flannery, but Kai Lushar up at the plate.
Lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch, Lushar takes inside for ball 1. Not the ideal matchup if you are Lushar with the left-hander Prstyko, but might be able to poke something out. And now it needs to be in play.
And if you're Patman, take that big secondary lead. The third baseman's playing in front of you. Wild pitch, you can try to score on that.
1-0. Up and outside. 2-0. Sister Kedry is standing on deck. Lushar tonight, Kai that is 0 for 3, grounded into a double play in the 4th. Ducks with a chance to tie it. 2-0. Hit on the ground in front of the catcher Clemens, coming to pick it up. No throw! Patman scores and we are tied in the 6th. Lushar put it in play. It was right in front of home plate. Prstyko called off Clemens, and no throw was made. 7-7 in the 6th.
there was any type of hit that would encapsulate Kai Lushar's career at the University of Oregon, it would be just that. A little swinging bunt that maybe got 8 feet in front of the plate. The catcher, Clemens, had to go in front of it. No one could cover home, and it works. We're tied, 7-aside.
And now her sister at the plate. The first pitch gets inside, and it hits Kedry as she immediately goes to her knees. Now is hobbling down to first base. She'll make it down to first on her own power, but oh boy. On the first pitch, Bersteico threw her. Gets her on the lower leg.
I mean, just the wildness of the Stanford pitching staff through this series. It's been kind of otherworldly. I mean, so many hit batters. Again, didn't look intentional by any means. There's really no reason to in a tie game. Well, the Ducks able to pass the torch. Ayanna Shaw is going to get a crack at it.
7-7 the score. Ducks have clawed their way back. They were down 4-0 heading into the second. 3-run home run made it a 1-run game. Then Stanford put up 3 more that gave them a 4-run lead back. Since then, Oregon scored 2 in the third, 1 in the fifth, and now 1 in the sixth to make it an even match. And Ayanna Shaw will come up with Kai Lushar at second base, representing the go-ahead run. Game 7 of the Eugene Regional. Winner go home for both sides. First pitch to Shaw. Down and inside for a ball.
And great speed all around for the Ducks. Kai Lushar at second, Kedry Lushar at first, and Ayanna Shaw in the left-handed batter's box.
Just got to get it in play. 1-0. Shaw back up the middle. Mailer going over, throwing to first and able to make the play. Shaw grounds out. But the Ducks do their job and tie the game. 7-7 heading to the 7th. Been an unbelievable day of softball so far, and it should be an exciting finish. Ducks carrying the momentum, but back out on defense, trying to hold the Cardinal. 7th inning after this on 81, 91.5 FM.
Exactly as we feared. Chopper flew inside the toxic.
At 7-7. It's been a long day of softball. Oregon took care of step 1 earlier with a 15-5 victory against Stanford. And it's been a back and forth battle all game long. Now can the Ducks hold Stanford here and take it to the 7th to try to advance the Supers? Stacy Chambers still in the circle, facing the lefty Emily Jones. The first pitch, upstairs for a ball.
It's now the second time around for this Stanford order against Stacy Chambers. She's retired 10 Cardinal batters in a row.
One-0 delivery. Jones fouls it off of the end of her bat. Makes the 1-1 count. Chambers has been amazing. You can talk about the offense, but really she's been the anchors coming in for Lindsey Grine, eating up all these innings.
Yeah, she's kind of been the unsung hero so far for the Ducks. I've been in the shadow of Lindsey Grine, and Elise Sokolsky has had her moments, and pitching in a big spot here. She's lived up to it so far, but looking to get hopefully just 3 more big outs.
1-1. Showing bunt. Gets it down. It will roll foul. Seen that a couple times from Jones. The defense has been playing it pretty well. Flannery was a little bit more back at third base. Now might creep in after seeing that attempt. One-two. Up and outside. Pitch elevated by Chambers. 2-2 count. Jones hasn't reached first base yet. A couple flyouts and a strikeout. Two-two. Hit in the air out towards right center field. Shaw going over on the warning track. Makes the catch on the run. Took a little hop while hitting the wall, but it went in her glove nonetheless.
The defense on display on this night from these Ducks has been out of this world. And that one off the bat looked like trouble. Maybe in the daytime that one gets out. But we're after hours here in Eugene. Ayanna Shaw runs it down for out number 1.
1 out. River Mailer into the box. Tied at 7 in the 7th inning. First pitch to Mailer. Up and inside, almost got her. After the last batter, it's officially 4 innings for Chambers. It's been really good from the pen. 1-0. Up and away. Got away from Chambers. Immediately singing from Cox. That one's on me. So we'll get some words from her infield. Base is empty. 1 gone. Naylor a single in the first. Hit by pitch in the third. Here it comes. Downstairs. 3-0. On the lower edge. Didn't get the call. Next pitch. Inside, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to River Mailer. Gives Stanford a runner on first.
And it seemed like Stacy Chambers couldn't really get that at-bat started to Mailer. Fell behind 2-0 early and just yanked a couple of pitches. That fourth one, definitely one of them in that sequence, so Stanford gets the go-ahead run on base. Breaks up a string of 11 in a row, retired by Chambers, and just going to get a talking to from Emma Cox, needs to settle back in.
Infield also going to converse. Barry, another lefty, will come up. Double play is on. Mentioned before, Ducks have turned 15 this season. This is the ideal matchup if you are a left-handed pitcher. But Barry is still a strong hitter. Not going to be an easy out. First pitch. Fires a strike. Let her high. Barry was hit by a pitch in the first and then singled in the third. Also grounded out to first base in the fourth. 0-1. Down and away. Cox had it framed up on the lower outer corner. Again, did not get the call from Matt Jacks. One. Swing and a miss. Pitch in the dirt from Chambers.
Not shying away from going to that secondary stuff. Missed on the first one a little bit outside, says I'm going to go right back to it, and gets the swing and miss.
One, two. Swing and a miss in the dirt. No, it gets fouled off. Cox dropped it, thought that maybe she would pick it up and apply the tag, but Barry just got a piece of it.
Yeah, just took a chunk out of that ball, fouled straight back. Cox thought she might have held on for strike 3, but she lives to see another, does Jade Barry.
One, two again. Up and outside. Chambers testing Barry. Doesn't fall for it. Even at 2 apiece. Mailer, the runner at first. Tied game here in the 7th at 7 runs. Two offering. Hit out towards right field. Falls down for a base hit. Shaw gets it up. Throws it back in quickly. But it's a perfectly placed single into right field. And 2 on for the Cardinal.
So obviously for Chambers and the Ducks, you'd love to get the out, but you don't. But it's a ringing single to right field, and Ayanna Shaw did a good job kind of deking the runner Mailer. She had to wait to see if that one was going to drop and was only able to move up station to station. So 4 still anywhere on the infield for the Ducks.
Another lefty in Kira Chan, who is 0 for 3 in the game. First and second. First pitch to Chan in the dirt for ball 1.
hours.
Naylor at third. Chan at first. 1-1 count. The offering. Quarter swing. Did she go around? She did not. And no motion down to the first base umpire, Brandon Bloom. Cox was pointing down, asking for a review. And now Brandon Bloom gives the safe signal, meaning she didn't go around. Economitas ahead 2-1. Ducks just need an out. Cox will call time.
Skolsky, again, just got to focus on one good pitch. Take it one offering at a time.
Have the defense behind you. 2-1. Grounder, left side. Flannery coming on. Charges at it. Throws to first. It's in time! Sokolsky comes in and gets the out. And we are headed to the 7th.
I'm surprised the Ducks aren't going to pinch run for Emma Cox at first base.
More concerned with the run at third in Sinicki. First pitch to Patman. Swings and sends it out to left field. It is gone! Oregon wins! Oregon wins! Patman puts the Ducks in the Supers! They fought like a flock! And Oregon is headed to the Super Regional! Oh my goodness!
Seven years in the making. The first time the Ducks have hosted a regional under head coach Melissa Lombardi. Coach, you deserve this. Players, you deserve this. They won it for each other. They won it for their teammate Riley McCoy, who went down with a gruesome injury earlier in this game. This team, they never give up.
Unbelievable. Somehow, some way, the Ducks do it. It took 14 innings, 13 with the run rule, but it felt like 14. Oregon, somehow, some way, is playing for a super regional. And guess what, folks? It's going to be here at the Jane. Liberty won, which means Oregon is back here next week with a chance to go to the College World Series.
And Desiana Patman, I mean, a senior, her first year in Eugene, maybe, I think, just hit the biggest home run potentially in program history. The second time in as many trips, or the last couple times the Ducks have advanced in the regional round, it ended on a walk-off homer. Ariel Carlson did it to walk off Arkansas and Fayetteville. Did it with a grand slam in version 7. Keeps their march moving forward to softball heaven.
They said it yesterday. They didn't want their season to end, and they showed it all day long. 10-7 the final score. And Oregon is moving on to the Super Regional and a date with Liberty here at the Jane. We're going to step aside for a quick break, catch our breath, and when we come back, we'll break down exactly how Oregon pulled it off. Hugs all around, smiles ear to ear. The Ducks are moving on. Back after this on 881 91.5 FM.
We're Stella. And you're listening to KWVA Eugene, KOCR Oak Ridge.
Between the hours of 10 p.m. and 6 a.m., KWVA Eugene may broadcast some material that